This is David Lynn, and you are with me for another edition of Coffee Talk. This is Friday. It is January the 23rd, 2026, right at 7 p.m. Central Time. It is Coffee Talk number 552. And I am drinking coffee with carnation creamer. Very good. And the bark you hear is my dog Catfish. Please leave a like to support the channel. It will be greatly appreciated. And I do have some excellent topics for this evening. My wife said maybe you want to do something about the weather. And I will talk about the weather a little bit. I'll talk about the upcoming weather here in Victoria. I will show a picture of my grandson, who is a little over a month old. He's probably going on 6 weeks old now. Picture of him sleeping. His name is Ulysses, and he is my first grandchild by my daughter Gigi. And Uncle Al Bullfrog 79 is in the house. Welcome, Uncle Al. And thank you for the topics. Most of the topics for this evening are courtesy of my friend and mentor in preparedness, Alan Sato. He goes by Uncle Al Bullfrog 79. Pet Bethia, my friend from my ancestral homeland in Georgia. Welcome, Pat. And KP Heathen, another good son of the South. Reminds me of that Dr. Detroit movie. He said, son of the South. He said, you say son of a what? I laughed my head off. This is one of those good old movies. Son of the South. KP Heathen. I laugh all the time. KP puts out some really good content. Kael. Enrique Trevino. You can't even find Dr. Detroit. No, I guess I can't. That was a good movie. I got a copy of it on DVD. Back in the days. Dan Aykroyd. Enrique, we're going to be having some cold weather here in Texas. I don't know if it's not going to get as cold where you're at. It's where it's going to get where I'm at, but they're saying it's going to be down in the low 20s. Yeah, I got a copy of Porky's on DVD too. I used to buy a lot and collect a lot of DVDs. I got a lot of seasons of certain shows. I figured down the road all those DVDs and box sets are going to be worth something. I've got some entire, like, I've got every season of SG1, and I've got both of the movies. I've also got all 5 seasons of Stargate Atlantis. I've got a bunch of that stuff. VHS tapes. No, I did not keep all my. I didn't keep all the VHS. Didn't keep all of that. I used to have a big collection of vinyl um, albums, 45s, back in the days. I don't anymore. I got sold those. And I didn't get a lot for them, but I got some for them. And that was back 30 years ago, probably. We are getting ready for a snow and ice storm here in Georgia, starting 3 a.m. Saturday morning. Yeah, Dave, my friend Dave Yoda, who said he will not be on tonight because he's anticipating a power outage. He's trying to get a bunch of stuff uploaded on his channel. He's also trying to preload or pre-release schedule stuff for release for the next few days because he thinks he might be without power for a couple of days. And Pat, he's in your area, somewhere around in your area. So he may or may not know something you do or don't. Yeah, solar storms and cyber attacks are messing with TV and laptops. Well, I must say today I didn't have any internet issues at work. My internet worked great today. A lot of times I can't say that. Oh, but Yoda is lurking. He says, I'm listening. Hello, Gina, my friend, Jules of Gina. And Dave, his ears must have been ringing. Gina from Jules of Gina. Gina Yunke. And I'm probably mispronouncing the name. My wife took the new truck today and had running boards installed. I had purchased running boards from Amazon, paid a couple $100 for them, and then paid $270 today to have the running boards installed. So the wife took care of that for me. Yep, tea light candles. I hear you. And I'm sorry, this is backwards. But this is a 115-hour candle. 115 hours. I've got a 6-pack of them right here. And I have, if power goes out, I got the buddy heater with plenty of fuel for it. You want to be prepared for that kind of stuff. Oh God, the bald head's showing. Verna, how you doing? Vase place in the house. I'm showing 8 in the house and 8 likes. And I did let people know, I did put up a couple of posts that I would be doing a live stream. My revenue stream has exceeded $100, so at some point in the next couple of years, YouTube owes me a payment. Working on a snowpocalypse, huh? Before, during, and after. Well, that'll be good. I will be uploading. Hey, congratulations, Uncle Al. I hit 2,700. I'm sitting at 2234. Last time I checked, 2234. I grow one or two every day, sometimes three. I wasn't growing before, but started back growing. Joseph Moore, how you doing? And KP finally hit 900. Congratulations, KP. You will find that the last 10 or 12 to go over 1,000, and I pray that that is not the case, but you will find that that's going to be a hard road to hoe. For whatever reason, YouTube is very hard. You know, getting over 500, getting right there when you're right at 500, it's really hard to hit over that 500. It's real hard when you get to a big number. Jumping over that one, sometimes you get especially the 1,000, because 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours will get you monetized. Two coats. Yeah, I hear you. And I'm drinking coffee. I used to always say Maxwell House, good to the last drop. This is not Maxwell House. It's a stick coffee. Oh, but it's good. Coffee IVs, I hear you. Sleet. Yeah. It's not that cold here right now. But it is wet. It is a little wet, but it's not freezing here. It's going to get down to about 60 tonight. Tomorrow night it'll be just freezing, right at freezing. And then it's going to, next couple of days after that, it's going to be down into the low 20s. They've already said that they were going to delay the start of school Monday, so I don't have to leave till right at 9:30 in the morning, and I'll be at work by, well, actually I got to leave about 9 because I got to be at work at 9:30 because students come in at 10. They've delayed the start of school a couple of hours. A coffee enema? I don't know about that. I'll try it. Yeah, I hear you. Let's get Uncle Al. Sorry, Uncle Al. Oh, I tell you, I may have run off one of my most loyal supporters. Got upset the other day. Somebody made a retarded comment on a live stream, and the person got really pissed off about it. Does not like the term retarded. And I said something about, well, mental retardation was a term that they used quite often to refer to somebody with below 70 IQ. They like to say, the nicer way to say it now is like mentally challenged or mentally disabled. But used to be in the DSM 3, 4, whatever, they would use the term mental retardation. And now it's sort of a slang term. 10 likes, thank you. And we are mentally challenged. Yeah, I'm mentally challenged sometimes too. When I'm tired, getting older, my mind's not what it used to be. So there is a possibility of some roving brownouts. There's a possibility of the grid going down in some places. Power outages. Texas had that problem when they had the great apocalypse, snowpocalypse, a few years ago. Over 100, 150 people passed away due to frost and everything cold. All that green energy, the solar, there wasn't any solar. Solar wasn't working in the solar farms. The wind mills were frozen. You know, they weren't turning, they weren't generating any power. The grid, when Texas has its own grid, the grid was overly stressed because of the requirement for heating and everything, and just they were doing roving brownouts. And then there were some areas that went down. Now, hopefully, they've addressed that. For one thing, they're not talking about, oh, well, we got to shut down the coal plants because it's causing global warming or whatever the hell the wokesters are, talking about. But if you study if you study climate and history of climate, and they've done ice cores and all that, there were periods when it was several degrees warmer on average than it is now. So I pray that we don't have power. I pray that you don't either. I pray that you do not either. We do not need any of that. Antifreeze in the coffee. Well, I will say this. Enrique's farther south than I am. He's several hours farther south than I am. So I don't think, they may not even get a freeze where he's at, but they may get a light freeze. It happens occasionally. We're going to get a pretty hard freeze for a couple of days. Sunday, Monday, maybe even Tuesday. And they will delay the start of school where I'm at. $10 likes, 7 in the house. Well, let's start with the topic. Topic 1. We're starting over with the numbers. We were up to 150. We're going to start over topic 1. This comes to the "you really suck at prepping" line of topics. Compliments of Alan Sato, Die Bullfrog 79. Third week of the new year. A lot of sheeple are wandering around clueless. That is true. People are running around clueless. Be happy. We lose Minnesota and we gain Greenland. Oh, well, I had mentioned when Ronald Reagan ran for re-election around 84, I think it was, he won every state in the union except for one. 49 states sweep. 49 states, lost one. What state do you think he lost? So, singing and dancing as the band played on Sea Titanic. Yeah, a bunch of dumb people Dumb people, yep. First rule, skills. Most YouTube preppers are waving guns without the proper training. You know, if you're going to be proficient with a firearm, you do need to practice. You do need to learn safety. You do need to learn how to strip or to clean your weapon. Very important. And you do need regular training. Um, too much bad or too many bad action movies and TV. Oh, and by the way, Chuck Norris, aka Walker Texas Ranger, aka Chuck Norris the Badass, turned 85 years old. Happy birthday, Chuck Norris. 85 years old. He's still looking pretty good for 85. I hope I'd look that good at that age. And he's got over 20 years on me. Second rule, stockpiling enough food and water for 2 years. Now, there's a task for you. Most people don't have enough food and water stockpiled for 2 weeks, much less 2 years. Most people won't survive 2 weeks. Hey, Uncle Al, we agree. Gary, how are you doing, my friend from the UK? Gary is a very intelligent young man. He is excellent when it comes to deciphering puzzles. His better half, Miss Anne Marie Angel, is very good with making puzzles. He's good at Wheel of Fortune. They play Wheel of Fortune, and he's very good at the solving the puzzles, deciphering the puzzles. Excellent, Gary. I'm better than I probably deserve to be. I'm blessed to be alive. Every day you wake up, thank God for the day. It's a blessing. Got to remember that. 9 in the house, 12 likes. 1:20 a.m. in England. Yeah, they stay up quite late. It is about 7:20 here in Texas. We're in the central time zone in the U.S., what they call Chicago time, because that's the biggest city, in our time zone, Chicago, Illinois. And, but they stay up quite late. And I appreciate them coming in. The third rule of the 3 rules, plant a garden. A garden is not racist or dirty. Grow food and not a salad garden. Peppers, lettuce, and tomatoes can't hack. Potato, yams, carrots, turnips, rutabaga, parsnips, beans, corn, and pumpkins, and hard shell squash keep you living during the winter months. Most preppers die in the winter. See Pilgrims, Donner Party, Mormons. And Miss Anne Marie Angel comes upon the scene. How are you doing, young lady? good to have you in here. I am tired. I am surely tired. It has been a day. And we go on to another topic. Happy prepping. Topic 2. St. Paul, Minnesota threatens Minneapolis, Minnesota, after anti-ICE agitators, protesters, and Don Lemon, CNN reporter. I think he's independent now. I think they canned him at CNN. Stormed a peaceful church meeting service, destroying the church and burning to the ground. The mayor of St. Paul, Kobeler, her, Democrat and woman, said all is fine. Well, that's great. I'm glad that Gary is very handy when it comes to that kind of stuff. It's a good trade. Admits the public rant that the mayor admit the public rant that the mayor is an idiot. Yeah, I would think anytime you have a liberal woke politician, that's an idiot. Massive increase of firearms and ammunition sales after the church burning and looting of surrounding areas. They got pictures of a lot of these people. They got electronic footage of a lot of these people, what they were doing, so they can go down and hunt them down, and they can prosecute a lot of them. St. Paul residents may start shooting rioters in National Guard. Well, I hope not. Okay, shoot the rioters, but not the National Guard. Trump may send in regular army and special forces using the Insurrection Act. I keep hearing about the Insurrection Act. That was established a couple of 100 years ago. Minnesota may lose local and state power and become a territory again. See Reconstruction. It would just break my heart. It would break my heart to think about all those people not being able to vote in the next election. And it would break my heart for them not to be able to seat their Democratic representatives in the next Congress. You know, break my heart. You can see I'm crying tears. People think it might get pretty bad. Could get pretty bad. People are basically running on stores for bottled water and toilet paper right now because of the freeze. The pending freeze that they're going to have here. People at the last minute freak out and go and just buy them out. Creative redundancy. How you doing, CR? Thank you for coming in. But I will say, nobody intentionally is trying to be offensive with things that we talk about. I don't agree with everything that's done. I'm not. Nobody's in universal agreement with anybody else on everything. So there are things that I disagree with. There are things that I agree with just about anybody. You know, but I don't want anybody butthurt to the point that they don't want to come onto my live stream when they enjoy it because somebody said something that offended them. You know, I reference back to the term MR. You know what that stands for, MR. And somebody got really offended about the term being used, and they felt it was derogatory or insulting. And and then the other person that basically made a kind of I won't mention Enrique, but I mentioned Enrique, said something really funny that pissed the person off even more, and that's and hadn't heard from her since then. So I really I will probably at some point reach out to her and try to mend the fence. I mean, I make a good chunk of my ancestors came from the UK, whether it be England, Scotland, or Ireland. Wales. Um, I've got all that. Southern Germany. Um, Native American. I'm part Cherokee, I understand. Part Native American through my father's mother. And I've got quite a married to a Hispanic, um, half kids are multicultural, I guess you'd say. And, so I say things, I make fun of things, I make fun of me, I'm, I laugh at myself, people get offended, and they get butthurt because somebody said something about somebody's ethnicity or made a joke about something other, and um, they get all bent out of shape because you said something that offended them or whatever. You can't take offense at every little thing, just can't, do that. And I appreciate that, Gary. We were making fun. Well, I go on to their live stream sometimes, and when I go into a live stream, I'll always say good afternoon or good evening or good morning or whatever. I will I will leave them a like, and I will tell them what like number I am, and I'll do a thumbs up emoji. I try to be sincere, and I try to be friendly, and I try to say things, that I try to make people laugh. I'll say, like, I tease with Gary. He, he had talked about what they had paid for a turkey at Christmas. He had, bought like I think he had bought like a little 8-pound turkey. And I remember, our turkey is like 23 pounds or something other. And he was talking about how expensive that little 8-pound turkey was. And I said, the turkey, I said, that's a chicken, because you can, a chicken, you can get an 8-pound chicken, The chickens do not get as big as turkeys, but I mean, they get pretty good size, And I would joke with one of my running jokes with Gary is about that 8-pound chicken, And he take, everybody gets a good laugh. The spaghetti ration video, yes, Uncle Al, I need to do it. Maybe I will get it done um, this weekend. And and somebody say, food chat again. Yeah, we're talking a little bit about food. I I will show you that I mean business when I start talking about that MRE. Ah, I'm going to need to clean this thing. It's probably got dust on it. Yeah, I'm going to have to clean the tray. The tray, I'm going to wash it out. And I actually got the bag open. I was looking at seeing what was in there. It's got a bag within a bag. Menu number 4. And I will try to sit it right here, and I'll try to do it this weekend, Uncle Al. I know you and Dave want to see that menu number 4. The other thing is I gotta get Scott's box mailed out. I'll get that mailed out tomorrow. When I go to work during the week, cobwebs, yeah, I gotta get the cobwebs out of my brain. When I when I go to work, I get out usually around 4:30 after the last bus leaves. I'm out of there from 4:30. It takes me about 30 minutes to get home, and I usually have to do because the post office closes at 5. I usually do my post office runs on Saturday morning. So tomorrow's Saturday morning, I will get Scott's box mailed off to him, and he'll get it the middle to latter part of next week, this coming week. But I'll get his box mailed out. He was the last winner when I hit the magical number, and his name was drawn out of the hat. Number 2 was Enrique. Enrique has actually won twice. Scott's won before, but I've had occasions when I have 40 people that qualify. It's been a while. Earlier giveaways. In the last few giveaways, it's been 8-10 people, like 9. I think there was like 9 names in the hat this last time. And that's sad because I give really nice stuff. I don't ask a lot to be a qualifier. Basically, to qualify for my giveaway is you need to leave me a like and a supportive comment on each of the last 5 long-form videos I will have released when I hit that number. Now, since my last giveaway, in the giveaway video, I think I've done 1 video. So, if you want to, and you want to qualify, Jack Stacks. Hello, Jack. And you have some really good stuff on your channel, Jack, and I really appreciate, when you start talking about, coins and such. Jack Stacks puts out some good, I like the shorts too. Jack Stacks 64. Thank you for coming in. Yes, I will try to get menu 4 out. Spaghetti with meat and sauce. Menu 4. Meal ready to eat, individual. Warfighter recommended, Warfighter tested, and Warfighter approved. And I think this is a Warnick. If I'm not mistaken, I'm doing Warnick right now. I think this is a Warnick. This is not a Sapaco. I'm thinking this is a Warnick. But we'll work on this one. Got to get her done. And that'll be, I will get a few. Mama 4 boys. Hello, Rachel. I will get a few more videos out before my next giveaway. So all you need to do is just stay up with it. The last video I had posted, 30 some odd views. Well, God bless. I pray for healing for a lot of people. I oftentimes think about Rachel, her family, her sons, the difficulty she has sometimes. It's tough being a parent. It is. I should do a camping video. I may do a camping video next time we go camping. I've got a trailer that we've had less than a year, about 7 or 8 months. And we have taken it camping. It'll be the spring before we go camping again. We'll haul it with our new truck that just got. So, 11 watching, 16 likes. Ever see the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel? No, I have not. I'm sorry to say. Perhaps I need to look them up. I'm glad he found a job. Deliveries, yeah. Who came in now? I think we got another new. Thank you for like number 16, and you're now a standard moderator. Welcome to my channel. All right, let's keep going with the topics. Topic number 3. Happy topic number 3. Third week of 2026. You really suck at prepping series. Uncle Al's famed You Suck series. Raising small animals for pets and meat. 1, don't eat your fat dogs and cats. You're not Somalian. We say that with humor. Raise chickens, ducks, quail, rabbits, and carp. Learn how to butcher and process your animals for food and storage. Very important. Remember those commercial or those political ads? They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Use Trump's voice. They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. They were talking about the Haitians. I think they were Haitians. I don't think they were Somalians. But up in Ohio, they had moved, the Biden administration moved thousands of them up there. And they were going to the parks, and they were basically getting the ducks and the geese, and they're basically, dogs and cats were disappearing, and they're out there cooking, eating the animals, pets. Pet is cooking fish. Why, thank you. I appreciate Jack Stacks. I appreciate the idea of the shout out. Thank you so much. I've got some loyal followers, and they support me. I support them, and I show my appreciation. Happy topic number 4. Weak men create chaos and problems. It's probably true. Weak people. See, Maryland, weak Republicans let Democrats take control. Repeat of 1859 elections. Trump may include Maryland in the Insurrection and Sedition Act. They're talking about that. They really are talking about that. Could happen. Excellent coffee. Just finished that one off. I do love fish. Fish is very good for you. Good source of lean protein. Fish. Good stuff. 7 in the house. 18 likes. Let's go for happy topic number 5. I'm trying to get through 5 tonight, and we'll proceed with some more tomorrow. There will be a live stream tomorrow. We are about a little less than 50 minutes into the live stream, 47 minutes. Happy topic number 5. Belinda's Country Living. Thank you for coming in, Belinda. Good to have you in the house. I sent Belinda a nice box of goodies here a while back, and she did a nice video unboxing of them. Belinda's Country Living. She's got a good channel. A good friend. Happy topic number 5. You really suck at prepping series. Why does Uncle Al always keep 2 50-pound blocks of white salt from the feed store? We used to call that a salt lick. Well, it's still called a salt lick. Animals will lick salt. Good for them. Horses, donkeys, different animals. Old survivalist trick. Now think of the reasons. 1, normies, sheeple, and preppers have less than a pound of salt in their pantry. Not all of us. Hello, Mr. Whistle. Thank you for coming in. And thank you for the like. Appreciate it. We're up to 20 now. So how are you doing, Mr. Whistle? I'm glad you're doing really darn good. Number 2, in a grid down situation, salt is needed for food conservation. Meat and vegetables go bad quickly. In less than 72 hours, they go rotten. Number 3, check the price of canning salt in 50-pound bags. Expensive. Spills easy. Take care and thank you for coming in. Spell check. Food, forest, permaculture. Hello, Howie. Thank you for stopping in. Good to have you in. I started a new book. So again, check the price of canning salt in 50-pound bags. They're expensive. They spill easily. Hard to store and transport. Easy to steal. 4, 50 pounds of salt in a block form. Easier to transport. Harder to steal. Same as canning salt. Food grade. Last forever. Salt will last forever. Wrapped in plastic. Tamper resistant. So that's 100 pounds of white gold. Think of the Romans. Gold or salt. You can't use gold for food. Salt in ancient times was more valuable than gold. Having spices. Yeah, they would give out salt in pay. I was talking to somebody and I looked up the price of gold and the price of silver. Silver's going for close to around $100 an ounce now. Like you get those little 1 ounce silver rounds. Right at $100 for an ounce. Gold is right at about $4,000 per ounce. 1 ounce gold, $4,000. Man, talk about inflation, everything going up. Outrageous. Really is outrageous. I know people, they'll buy a roll of silver quarters. At one time, they used to put you would have a dime, or you'd have a quarter, and it had large silver content in it. So now people will buy by the roll. They'll buy a roll of older, for collecting purposes, and for the silver content, a roll of dimes or a roll of quarters, and they're quite collectible, and you get a pretty good chunk of money if you sell them, or you pay a pretty good chunk of money if you buy them. Gold is $4,800 an ounce where you're at. I knew it was over 4,000. Keeps going up. Keeps going up. So just so you know, I live stream on the weekends because I work during the week. I come in, I'm usually tired. I work today, but I got a weekend ahead of me. So I plan on doing a live stream tomorrow, which is Saturday, and I'll do one Sunday. And I usually live stream for 1 hour. I don't live stream during the week when I'm working. Now, if I'm on vacation, I'll do a couple of live streams during the week. So, like, next time we'll be off will be spring break, and I'll probably do maybe Monday and Wednesday, you know, or maybe Monday and Thursday or Tuesday and Thursday. But I'll do a couple of, in addition to the regular Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'll do a couple extra live streams when I do spring break, but that's going to be a little while before we get to that. And I did do some extra live streams when I was off at Christmas. I had 16 days off, and I did do some extra live streams. However, my wife was in the hospital for 6 days over the Christmas break. We had a very nice Christmas on the 25th, and then the evening of the 26th, she had to go to the emergency room. She was in there for 6 days. It is what it is, and I don't do stuff like, I don't live stream, and I'm not doing videos or any stuff when, when that happens. And my wife had surgery in September of this past year, and she'd had surgery the September of the prior year. So, just it is what it is, and I'll get into what ails her or what has ailed her. For those of you who don't know, I'll talk about that at some other point. But my wife does have health issues. She's getting better. 30 pounds. Yes. 3,660 pounds. How is she doing? She's doing better. She's back doing stuff, running errands and doing stuff. I still do most of the cooking. I usually make breakfast. Most mornings I make breakfast, and I usually I'll do like 3 eggs for her. She likes fried eggs. When I eat eggs, I usually do a taco, so I'll scramble them and I'll put them in a taco. I usually do 2 eggs. Sometimes I'll do 3 eggs in a taco. I'll use a low-carb tortilla. I'll put some cheese in with it, a couple strips of bacon. When I make her a plate, I usually give her a couple of packets of instant grits. She likes it. The shelves are bare. Well, yeah, that happens. Especially do a run on you and the shelves go bare. But I would tell you that you need to be prepared. And you should be prepared in such a way that, if something happens, you don't have to go to a panic and try to panic buy. You should already have all those items. And if you don't have them, you should start planning on it and start planning for it and start acquiring them. You don't have to spend it all at once. But you do need to have a supply of water, clean, drinkable water. You do need to have a good supply of canned food, whether you're dealing with, soups or vegetables or meats or fish or chicken or whatever you canned, I would encourage you to have freeze-dried food. I'd encourage you to have a few meals ready to eat, a couple of cases. They're not that expensive. But you need to be prepared to feed yourself and your family for a period of at least a couple of weeks. And then you also need to make sure that you have enough of your prescription medication to last you for a few weeks. Powdered eggs. Yeah, freeze dried. I've got a bunch of that too. And being prepared that you can mix it up, for for your breakfast meals and such. I got a lot of freeze-dried food and freeze-dried um, breakfast items and just different stuff. But I will say I've been here for about an hour, so I will plan on coming back tomorrow at 7 p.m. I'll post that I'm going to be on. I appreciate y'all coming in. I think it was a very good live stream. I appreciate Uncle Al for those 5 topics, and I will have some more topics tomorrow. He left me a few more topics I haven't gotten to, and he may add a couple to it, or I'll add a couple of my own to it. I hope everybody takes care, and I hope you're prepared for a deep weather freeze. If you're in the south, we're not used to it, but it happens occasionally. If you're up north, it happens all the time. And just, remember the scout motto, the prepper motto is basically be prepared. And I will tell everybody, please have a blessed day. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow for another edition of Coffee Talk. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for coming in. It was a good one. Bye-bye. God bless.